Well, howdy, 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 everybody. Teresa here, and and Charlie. Charlie is very excited right now because his bark box has come in, and he wants me to open his bark box. Are you excited, Charlie? Are you excited? You are so excited. I know. Okay. Okay, now we get this, okay? I'm opening it, okay? Get your little nose back. We don't want to get you hurt. Nixie, are you ready too? Okay, guys. Okay, Charlie. Charlie, can I open it first? Let me open it. I know you're very excited, but can we open it? Bark Slope Street Fair. Are you that Nick? Okay, Charlie, let me open it first, okay? Okay. Oh boy. Oh boy, Charlie. Hey, wait. Don't you want to show these guys? Okay, look. Okay. Oh, he's taking that one. Yep. Oh, he's taking that one too. Nixie, see this one? Nixie, are you going to want to play with anything? Uh-oh, here comes Charlie. Uh-oh, there's a disagreement because Charlie's running over the ladies. Okay, get it. Get it. What about this one? This one's kind of interesting looking. This one's cute. Okay, look at this one before Charlie gets it. Charlie, look at this one. Charlie! Charlie, look at this one. Oh, okay. And the inside says, dang, who's the lucky prairie dog? For bark box. Okay, let's get the treats going, because that's what Nixie's waiting for. Is that what you... Oh, that's what you're waiting for, too? Okay, but I have to get a special one for Mama, because she doesn't all of a sudden decide she doesn't like. And Dad'll have to crumble up. Can you crumble this up for Mama?
I can.
Okay, come here, guys.
Charlie.
Sit. Charlie, sit.
Oh, shit.
Charlie, sit.
I mean, son of a gun.
Sit, Charlie. Good boy. Oh, Mama, Nixie's taking that one. Okay. Did you even taste it, Nixie? Taste this one, okay? All right. Charlie, you want another one? Okay, that's it. We don't want to go crazy with it. Okay? Now that the bark box is done, can I talk to these guys now? Can I? Hi, guys. Get me here. So, that's the bark box for this month. I'll tuck this in. It's kind of flying away. I just got done working out. So, you know how that is. Here, let's see if we can do that a little bit better. Brad just got home from work. We're going to have hamburgers, and then we're going to fry up some potatoes and onion and bell pepper for him. And then in another pan, we're going to cook the zucchini with onions and peppers. I really like that a lot. That's really good. And if you're doing the keto or you're just going low carb, the replacement of the zucchini is really, really good cooked. You know, you cook it in whatever kind of oil you want, or bacon grease or butter or whatever, and it's very, very good. So that's what I'll be having with my hamburgers. No bread, of course, with my hamburgers. So yeah, it is. Why do I want to say it's September 22nd, 2018, Saturday evening at 6:22 p.m. And let's do the weather. Hi, Nixie. You've been a love bug today. She really is. You know. She really has been a love bug. Here, let me pull up the weather. You hear Charlie playing with the new toys. Charlie, what are you doing? Excuse me. 89 degrees. Feels like 96. The high was 91 today. The low was 73. Partially cloudy. 20% chance of rain. The wind is 7 miles per hour from the southeast. Sunrise is at 7:25 a.m. Sunset was at 7:33 p.m. or will be. And tomorrow is supposed to be mostly sunny, with the high only being 89 and low will be 74. And let's see, 50% chance of rain during the night. So that's good. So what have we been up to?
Hey, real quick, sweetie.
Yeah, honey.
The number of people that I talked to today that they said, "God, I wish we were in Wyoming right now."
Really?
Yeah, and it's like, you don't know what you're talking about. You guys would freeze your tails off.
Yeah, I mean, I think wherever you don't live, you think the other place will be just, you know.
Yep, the grass is always greener.
You know, I think people think that because Wyoming gets snow and stuff, it's like the postcard where it's, you know, all pretty and stuff. And it's like, no, you get that black ice and you get the wind, especially the winter winds. And, sorry, God, my eyes are super itchy. Allergies today. And, zero visibility. I mean, every place has its wonderful points and its bad points. So, you know, each to their own. People that grew up here are tired of living here, and people that grew up in Wyoming, a lot of us are tired of living there. So, you know, we like it here. You know, it's a little buggy sometimes. Still getting used to that, but besides that, it's all good. I do enjoy the milder weather. I really do. So, yesterday, did I do a video? Yeah, I did do a video yesterday in the morning. So, can't remember. Did a little bit of picking up and stuff, and of course I worked out and all that good junk. And then, I really needed to get in the art room and do some work and do some painting. And so I didn't watch Supernatural with Brad last night, and I went in there and I needed to rearrange because we had moved the freezer in there, which means then other place lost its home and I needed to rehome it, you know, and stuff, and just make it where I could even actually get in the room, you know. And so I did all that, and I even vacuumed like off my tarp that covers most of the floor and stuff. Of course, did the cat litter box and all the good stuff. So that was nice. I did some acrylic pours just because I felt like it, because I just wanted to play with doing some acrylic pours. You know, they're very therapeutic. They're very therapeutic and stuff. So did that and finished another hat and just kind of relaxed. I slept in today. Saturday's usually kind of my day. I just kind of chill out and do kind of what I want to do. And so I slept in. Like tomorrow morning we'll have Brad sleep in, because it seems to work out well. If I sleep in on Saturday mornings, you know, and I don't worry about it, and then if he sleeps in on Sunday mornings, because, you know, he needs a chance to get to really relax and sleep in and stuff. So, that works well for us. So, today, like I said, I just got done working out a little bit ago again. I really want to get a set of hand weights. It's like the, I think it comes in like 3, 5, and 10 or something like that. I really want to get a set of those hand weights. I have been pricing them out on Amazon, and I threw a set on my wish list so I can have it there when I'm ready to, because the seated exercise is okay, but some of the stuff is stuff that I don't really think I need to do, and some of it's stuff that I know I can't do because I have 2 hernias. And, you know, I used to do weightlifting for years and years, so I know what I'm doing there. And the type of work I would do would be just fine with just barbells, just hand sets and just a folding chair. I don't need to have the big weight bench or any of that. So, I can do enough of the exercises that I need to do that way. So that's what I want to get, is set of hand sets. And besides that, I use that peddler that my friend got me, sent me. And I don't know if she still watches or because I haven't seen her comment in a long time. But I use that all the time, every day. So, And besides that, I've just kind of been sitting here waiting. Are you okay, sweetie? What's wrong?
I just hurt.
Do you?
Yeah.
I really hurt today too. I wonder if the barometric pressure is changing or something.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, honey. I will give you a rub down.
Ooh, baby.
We can lube each other with the muscle rub again. It's Saturday night fun. I was hoping we could watch some Supernatural tonight.
We can do that.
At least one episode. I don't know if you have another movie you want to watch or something, but
I haven't really looked.
okay. But I'm down for it.
I was so disappointed with that movie.
The newest Mummy movie with Tom Cruise, but not. Nope. Not at all. So, before anybody asks, yes, I cut my hair again because it was getting long and shaggy. So, yes, I cut the top and sides of my hair again because, yeah, it was getting too long and it was just kind of, it was just kind of. Because when it's cut right, I normally don't have to even curl it much. Like today, this is just from last night, combing it after I washed it. I cut my hair first, then I took a shower and washed my hair, honey. And I washed it, and then I combed it after I got dressified.
Yeah, but it's been about a month and a half since you got hair.
Yeah, my hair grows pretty fast, so, anyway. So that's all that's going on. I'm fixing to start another hat and visit with Hi-Ho, and, I surprised him with a little love note. Been quite a long time since I wrote him a love note, because I was being a bitch with a capital B flashing in neon last night. This poor man, because I was on a tear. Because if I feel like my house is getting too much stuff sitting around, it drives me nuts. So you can imagine how hard it was for me to be in the RV. And so, unless I'm really depressed and don't give an F, and I mean severely depressed, like, then Brad knows that I'm in trouble with the depression. Now, that hasn't happened since we moved. But for years and years I was, and this poor man, because it's kind of like losing your spouse, because the woman or the man that part of them's not there. Part of what he loved about me was that I liked to take care of the house, and that I liked to decorate, and I liked to cook, and I liked to do crafts and stuff. All of that, when I was so severely in the darkest depression ever, stopped. I didn't do any crafts. I didn't do any cooking, any house cleaning, any decorating for holidays, or anything. I didn't give a crap. I didn't. I would sit there, and my doctor at that time had me on so much medication that I was like a zombie. I took something to wake me up in the morning, which was an amphetamine, and I also took stuff to make me go to sleep at night. And in the meantime, he had me taking so much other stuff that I don't know if I should wipe my nose or scratch my butt. or try to do it both at the same time. And how hard was that on you? Because, you know, spouses don't really talk about how hard it is on them when you have somebody so depressed.
Well, I mean, I tried to do everything I could, but nothing was helping. I mean, you know, sorry, I remember when I was so shocked when you didn't want to decorate for Halloween.
Yeah.
You know.
And I said, I don't give a crap.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I don't give a shit, actually. You know. I think
Actually,
is what
I
I
think you
said.
dropped the F-bomb.
Oh, I did?
Yeah.
You know, I just didn't.
Yeah. You know, and that's, you know, well, you know, and I kept trying things that in the past I knew made you happy, and just nothing worked. You were
And
just
in the
like you
meantime,
said.
too, he would panic if I didn't answer the phone
Mm-hmm.
because I had been suicidal and I had attempted once before. And that was when he was at home and he didn't know about it. And so, yeah, sometimes if he couldn't get a hold of me on the cell phone, he would drive home just to see if I was okay. And so, I mean, it's very, very hard on not only on your family and stuff, and sadly, most of our family has failed to realize that that's what was going on.
Yep.
You know, when they've been so critical and stuff, that they didn't ever stop to say, well, because, you know, she is clinically very, very severely depressed, you know,
Yep.
and stuff. But, you know, because I would just sleep most of the time, you know. I would sleep, and I didn't care.
Well, you never admitted it to me, but I know you were sleeping 18 to 20 hours a day.
I was, yeah. It was easier for me to deal with stuff to not deal with it. And to not deal with it, since I knew better than to turn to alcohol, and definitely not to any kind of drugs, was to sleep. And I cried a lot. I would sit there, guys, and I would sit there and I would cry a lot. And I'm not telling anybody this for you guys to say you're sorry or anything. I'm just telling you, if you're going through a deep depression, or if you know somebody that is, or if you've ever just wondered, you know, and this is just my story. Not, and I'm not a classic case. I'm not saying I am. I'm not saying this is definitely what everybody else does, you know. But I would sit there and I would cry almost every day, sometimes many times a day. And then I would cry at night and stuff. And I mean, I didn't know how to help myself, you know. And the first thing I did finally was my general physician. We started going to a new one, and he looked at the amount of psychomeds that I was on, and he said, "You're on way too many."
Yep.
And some of these do the exact same thing. I don't understand why you're on all these medications in such strong amounts. And for a doctor to say that, you know, that they're kind of risking their own, you know, they're kind of putting their reputation and even their career on the line to say that. Because this was a pretty well-known psych doc. And it was just a suggestion. And I took that to heart. And when I approached my psych doctor about it, of course, he was greatly offended. I wouldn't let him add any more medication, and I actually started stepping down. I knew I could cold turkey quit stuff, but stepping down the amount. And then I fired him. And then I went without anything for a while, and then talked to my general doctor again and said, this is what I've done, but I still think I need, and I started feeling much better. And I started taking also positive steps of just even positive inspirational quotes I would read through the day, things that I would say instead of saying something negative, I would turn it around. And it was very hard at first, you know, to do more positive things. But it did start to lighten me up and start, you know, and like I said, again, this is just my journey. And then I did talk to my general physician and say, this is all what I've done. Things have got much better, but I'm still struggling with some depression. So he put me on a very, very low dose of, I think it's basically Lexapro. You know, we've had it up at one time, which I'm on, you know, I think I'm on, what, 20 milligrams?
I don't remember.
It's a very, very low dose I take, and it's helped with the depression and the anxiety, which I'm just predisposed to. It runs strong in my family, both sides of the family, but especially my father's side and stuff. We've lost many people to depression and stuff. And, you know, both sides for addictions and everything, and dysfunction. Dysfunction, dysfunction, dysfunction. Oh, my dysfunction. But, you know, and I still, you know, every once in a while I would check in and I would go for a few sessions with a new therapist, you know, and just kind of to check myself, I'm doing okay, you know, or if something would bother me and stuff. I haven't had to do it since we've moved, you know, but, you know, I still have small little bouts of depression, but nothing so severe, and I catch myself because if I start sleeping like every day for hours on the couch. I just generally need more sleep. I've noticed as I've gotten older and stuff. Right now it's allergy season, so I'm sleeping a little bit more. I'm a little more tired. I forgot to take my Claritin last night, honey. That's why my eyes are all red and stuff today, and my throat earlier and stuff, because the allergies are full blooming in my head right now. And but I just wanted to share with you guys that, you know, it's very hard on your spouse. It's very hard on your family. If you're lucky enough that your family is understanding or if they don't understand, they want to learn, that's wonderful.
Yes.
You know, it's not always the case. Sometimes it's easier for people just to throw you away and label you as no good or whatever, you know. And, you know, it is what it is. You know, that I figure that in my case, that's happened with some family members. I figure that's their problem, not mine, you know. So.
Well, I think you finally come to realize that you are a good person. And
I am a good person.
And I know that was an issue. That's been an issue with you.
Yeah.
Ever since I've known you, that you don't think.
Oh, well, all grown up.
Yeah, you don't think you're worth anything.
Yeah, all grown up, you're told that you're not worth anything and stuff, and
Yep.
you know.
And I've met your family. So.
It's like your family acts ashamed that you have mental health issues, and it's like, well, why?
Yeah.
I mean, you know. And but that's their ignorance and stuff. It's just, you know, that's their problem. I can't worry about their problem.
No.
You know, and I'm specifically talking like about my parents and stuff. I can't worry about what their effing problems are because they've had those problems way longer than I've been in existence. Honey child. You know, and I've done the best I could, which was just to get the hell away from them because it was never going to change and it was never going to get any better or there was never going to be any healing or anything. You know, the little girl in me still loves parts of them, but they're just not a good mix for me to be in their life and vice versa. And so, you know, sometimes the best you can do is just, you know, leave that situation. You can't choose your family growing up, but you can when you are grown up. Right, honey?
Uh-huh.
You know, you can pick and choose the people that are good and healthy in your life, not the ones that are toxic. You know, and that's all you can do.
Yep.
But I'm not saying I'm anything special.
I
just want to to share with people, because a lot of people fight the depression, and a lot of people sit there in silence because that's what you're taught, and that you shouldn't speak out about it. Because how many times have you heard that if so-and-so is talking about the depression, especially suicide, that they're doing it for attention? Maybe they are. Maybe they feel so alone, you know, but don't assume.
Or another classic line that I've heard so many times. Well, if you're depressed, just pull yourself out of it.
Yeah, and I mean, it's like you can't, okay? It's like you're in a vortex and you're like stuck and you just don't. I remember sitting there in my bathroom on the toilet crying and out loud talking to God about I did not know what to do, and you know I needed help, and you know because every day was just I was just sobbing and sobbing and sobbing, and I did not know how to get myself better, you know. And every time I went to my psych doc, all he did was prescribe more medication.
Yeah, give you more drugs.
You know. And I mean, I was on massive amounts of medication. He had me on over 11 different types of medications, and those were just the ones I would agree to. You know, and it's like, you know, I don't know if he's getting a kickback from the pharmaceutical company or what. You know, but, you know, if you tell your doctor you don't want to be zoned out, you know, I wanted to put the work into it to get my mind right. And I will always struggle with it. I will always struggle with it, and I know that, you know. Whether or not you choose to be on antidepressants is your personal choice. I'm not saying everybody depressed has to be on them. I know a great many of people that struggle with depression that have chosen not to be on them. I've chosen to be on a very low dose because it just, otherwise, it's almost like the severe depression and then having Asperger's, it kind of like, it makes the depression when it's really bad and out of hand, because I'm also bipolar too, it almost makes the Asperger's even worse, and I can't think clearly, and I can't finish a thought, and I can't make sense of my own stuff in my head, much less express it. I have enough trouble, as you guys have seen it, especially on certain days, being able to express myself or orate words, because, well, first of all, because I'm hearing impaired and I'm sometimes not sure how a word is said. But anyway, you know, get kind of tongue-tied and stuff. But without something to kind of smooth stuff down, slow my mind down a little bit, because my mind always is really racing and stuff. Brad will tell you that. I'm very quick with my thoughts and stuff. Sometimes I have 3 or 4 thoughts going on at the same time and stuff, and luckily he can usually follow, because I'll jump from subject to subject to subject, you know, just even maybe in sometimes within the same sentence. Huh, honey?
Well, and I do the same
Now
thing.
you do the same thing.
Yeah.
But, and usually we can follow each other, but, you know,
That's
it's
scary.
just kind of like, it's almost like a secret twin language that a husband and wife married a long time developed. But, like I said, don't be ashamed to talk about it. If you'd be more comfortable, drop me an email. I know I owe a few of you emails. Please be patient. This has been a weird week because of the allergies and stuff, but I will sit down probably tomorrow and answer emails. So, you know, accept my apologies. I think about answering them about 4 o'clock in the morning or so when I'm climbing into bed, and by then I'm like, blah, 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 you know, because I probably a lot of times fall asleep in this chair. I'll lean back a little bit, which is a big mistake, and I will have been looming, and I will fall asleep holding my loom and my hook and yarn and stuff. You know, last night, my dachshund woke me up because she come over and she was nudging me, honey.
Oh, okay.
Because she wanted to go out. And I think she wanted to go to bed. And she woke me up and stuff, which I was very proud of her, because her didn't just plot and go potty. So, anyway, I know I'm a weirdo. Brad loves this weirdo, though. It only took over 20 years for me to really be able to truly believe that he loved me, because I just couldn't believe anybody would love me. So, but yeah, don't be ashamed to talk about your issues. You know, don't let, because it would be easier for society to have us be silenced. And then they wonder why suicide is on the uprise.
Yep.
Well, because if you're going to make somebody feel ashamed, you know, because life is hard. Life is really effing hard sometimes, you know.
Well, and you know, you and I
Unless
both...
you're a cat, then it's not hard.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
You know, you and I both grew up in that generation where you just keep your mouth shut,
Yep.
you buck up,
Yep.
you know, and things have changed a lot in the last 500 years.
They've changed so much. It's like when I was in high school, there was a group of boys, and most of them were jocks. Anyway, they were going to a place called Saratoga, and there's hot springs there. And it was late at night, and they were headed there like Friday or Saturday night. They'd been drinking and everything, got into a car wreck, and I think all but one of them died. And so there were 4 or 5 boys all of a sudden that were, you know, gone. Now, there was no counseling offered or anything, I mean, in the school. There was not even a memorial service or anything. Nowadays, there would be counseling on the spot, and, you know, there would have been some kind of memorial service at least held by the school, you know. And, I mean, it's just those kind of things are such a big difference. You know, now, I know that I'm not going to say who, but I know some younger people that have had issues with depression and stuff, and they know to get help, and they know that they can either talk to a counselor at school, whether they're in grade school on up to through college and stuff, and so they know to get help and stuff, and I'm so happy to see that. But anyway, this video is very long, and I love you guys, and I do cherish your friendship so much, and I think you guys are awesome. And we will talk to you probably Monday. Say bye, Brad.
Bye, Brad.
Bye, guys.